don't know who's out there. Probably the usual cast of characters. We will see. Trying to upload a video I did today on a tiller. Pretty interesting. Craftsman tiller, Briggs & Stratton 5.5 horsepower flathead. Engine was seized. The ring stuck, and I unseized it. Hey, Jess. I unseized the engine. I threw some Marvel Mystery Oil in it. Started it up, got a smoke show, but now she runs nice, except it needs a little bit of choke, so I have to put in diaphragms and gaskets and all that stuff. But better than having the guy have to buy a whole new tiller. So very common on those Briggs flatheads, the older like 5-6 horsepower flatheads. The rings, if you run them on an angle low on oil, the rings will weld themselves to the cylinder. It happens all the time. I free them up all the time with breaker bar and just rock the flywheel back and forth, break the little bit of aluminum bond in there, and they're fine. So, and it doesn't even smoke after I ran out the mystery oil. So anyhow, what's going on, Jess? But that was one of the things for today. I disassembled a Red Max blower for the hardware. Nikki, what's going on, brother? I took apart a Red Max, an older Red Max 430, I think it is, backpack, an old one, rusty, just piece of garbage. But good hardware, shared metric hardware. So I took it all apart and put the hardware in a bag. So now I have metric hardware, more metric hardware. I'm trying to upload this video on that tiller, but using the phone to upload it is a pain in the butt because the phone shuts off after like every minute. It turns black. And if you don't hit it, it won't upload.
You turn that off, you know.
Let's see. Yeah, Nikki, it is now 20 to 12, so you better get to bed pretty soon. You don't have to stay up just to see me. You can always watch a replay. But I liked Craig's video today, the one he did on doing the pressure testing. I'm going to buy some of that Permatex Optima. I'm going to use it on that 136 I have to put together for my buddy. I was going to use the 1184, but the clamshells, you know, he seems to have a lot better luck with that Optimum black. So I'm going to try that. They have an Optimum gray too, Permatex, but it's for high heat, like 700 degrees. So I'm going to do the Optimum black. It's only like $5-6 a tube. So I'll pick some of that up tomorrow. Yeah, I thought Maddie would be on last night. I know Wednesday was his day off, unless he did something with the family. James, what are you doing? I thought you were gone for 2 weeks. Or is that coming up tomorrow? Hopefully you're feeling good or feeling better. Or I know you said you had some upcoming work to get done. I didn't see Maddie on last night. I was hoping everything was okay with him. Usually he's on his day off. Oh, 3 days. That's not too bad. Better than 2 weeks, buddy. Better than 2 weeks. That's for sure. Prayers go to you. You know that. I was telling everyone I freed up a tiller engine that had stuck rings. I put some mystery oil in it and I rocked the flywheel back and forth, got it free. Now it runs beautiful. It just needs a little bit of choke. So I got to change the, it's got one of those side diaphragms on the Pulsajet carburetor that sucks up through the tank. So I just got to get the diaphragms and gaskets tomorrow. I'll replace those and then give it back to the customer. So, oh, funny story. I got some stuff on the grill right now, some veggie burgers. So good thing I didn't turn the grill on. I opened up my grill and there's an envelope in there and it says, Kenny, thank you. Jordan, one of my customers, $40 in it. I mean, I guess I do so much stuff. Some stuff I do and people pay me to open. I don't know. It must have been in there for a month or two because I don't even remember when I worked on his equipment. Maybe it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. But good thing I didn't turn the heat on the grill before I opened it up. Would have had some $40 worth of expensive ashes. So interesting. BS, good afternoon. How you doing, pal? Hold on one second, guys. Let me just run to the grill real quick. Make sure my burgers aren't burning. Hold on. Back, do me a favor. Just go out there and flip those burgers real quick. All right. Sorry about that. I almost nuked the hot dog, but the veggie burgers are okay. These are like, I don't even know where they got these from. They're supposed to be these Costco. They look veggie burgers when you see them normally. They look like burgers. These look like vegetables. It looks like someone took vegetables and put them into pat. I don't know. Anything for a sale. All right. Who else? I'm angry your employer decided to drop our insurance from 90/10 to 70/30, meaning you have to pay 30% now versus 10. Well, just to give you an FYI, and I don't mean to throw alcohol or gas on your fire, industry standard, every place I've ever worked, it's 75/25. So, I mean, I know 70/30 is crappy, but 75/25 is usually the standard, but that is crappy. I actually, my insurance where I am now at big, aerospace company, I'm on my wife's. It's cheaper. So crazy. Boneyard, good afternoon. Anything, Beck. Doesn't matter. Get a spoon. I don't care. Just something to flip it with. Anything. Yeah, I just want to flip them. But it's crazy, though. I don't even want to tell you what I pay for insurance a year. It's ridiculous. I mean, put it this way. Insurance, forget copays, was nearing 5 figures just for what I put into it a year. That's how expensive it is around here for insurance. I mean, it's crazy, But you got to have it. One illness and you're dead. James, absolutely. You go in for one illness and you just, it'll financially cripple you. But anyway, all right, talk about something better. I was telling the guys, I go out to grill some burgers. I lift up the grill. There's an envelope underneath there. Ken, thanks for fixing my mower. And there's $40 in it. Good thing I didn't turn the grill on. I would have burned up $40. It's probably been there for 2 months. I haven't grilled since the winter time. So it's been a while, but funny story. I could have torched $40. Anyway, and back, bring in the hot dog. But get a plate. And can you give me a bottle of water, please? Anyhow, I did the video on the tiller. I'm trying to upload it. My phone is not being friendly.
You could turn the auto turn off feature off.
I know, but usually with YouTube, it'll upload and keep uploading. It's not doing it. Sometimes YouTube is not friendly. My channel. Let's see what we got here. The live one shows up. See, the other one's not there. Darn it. Anyway. What do you got it on, Boneyard? What are you working on? A card or something? Or what do you got? Anything good? And thumbs up, Small Engine Nation, all you guys. Thanks for the support. You guys are helping me out a big, great. I think I'm at 83 right now. But we'll get there. I mean, I got the Chromebook here, so I don't have to worry about 1,000 1,000 subscribers to post. So that helps me. But like I said, I tried to. Let me see. Yeah, see, I tried to. I'll upload it again later. Basically, I took a Craftsman tiller, 5 horsepower Briggs flathead. Engine was seized, according to the owner. Basically, the rings got stuck because it was overheated, and he tilted it, and the oil was low. So I put a little mystery oil down there, let it soak a little bit, rock the flywheel back and forth until the ring frees up, put the shroud back on. Boom, she fired right up. She smoked for a few minutes, but now she's running good. The only problem is it needs a little bit of choke because it's running a little bit lean sometimes. And I see a lot of carbon on the muffler, which means it was running rich. So the diaphragm for the fuel pump on those in-tank 5-horse engines is probably cracked or something. So I'll have to replace that. So, yeah, Jess, I know what you're saying. It's funny. When I was growing up, I was the one who schooled everybody. I mean, I was the one who was into technology and all that stuff. And now, although I know it, I feel stupid because, with these phones and all this other garbage, the kids live it. We don't, To me, it's like, Kirk to Enterprise, communication device. I don't know. But I think it's the worst invention they ever made as far as people not communicating anymore because they have these things they text. But that's just my opinion anyway. But my kids are grown. I mean, I've got like a 20 and a 26-year-old. So not kids anymore. But anyway, what else is going on? Fairly busy weekend. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. And thanks to all the troops that kept us safe for all these years. Thumbs up to all the troops. Saws. I was asking everyone what they want me to do with regard to saws, and a lot of you want to see me take apart the 346 I used at the get-together against Matt. It had scores in the bore, so I want to check that out to see if the scores are on both sides. What else? 8-month-old. Those days are gone for me, Jess. Gone. God bless you. Those days are gone for me. Anyway, I want to take it apart. I want to see what's going on with that cylinder. it has the metal clamp on it, so I know that's good. And just, if the piston, I know the piston's got some scoring in it, but the cylinder's good, I'll do a ball hold on it. I'll do a gasket delete, a little squish, get it down to 20. I'll put a new piston in it. And that's basically it. Clean it up, put it back together and run her. The 359, a lot of guys were asking about that. I got one the other day, Wednesday, if I pay $200 for it. Good runner, cylinder's perfect. It's dirty, but everything's perfect. They look like the oil preserved everything, like Cosmoline. So you want to shut off the burgers, Beck? I think they're done. They should be done by now. Or just shut off the grill. They should finish cooking on their own. So the 359, like I said, good runner, solid, everything there, just, greasy. So I got to take that apart. That does have the plastic intake clamp. So, I mean, it ran perfect and the cylinder looks perfect. So I'm assuming it's sealed. I'm going to change it and put on a new piece of rubber and all that stuff. Let's see. File, angle grinder. Oh, for the shears, for the hedge trimmers. I was telling Nick, I think it was Nick asked me the other day. Somebody asked me the other day. And I said, I basically use a Dremel with the sanding roll on it, the cylinder. And I'll count the number of passes, like 1, 2, 3. I will not sharpen the bottom of those things. I keep the hedge trimmer bottom. I stone it. I take an actual stone and like a Norton stone, and I'll stone the bottom to get any burrs off of it. But if you start grinding on that and the blade starts to go in two directions, it'll start to clog and jam on you. So don't sharpen the bottom of those hedge trimmers. Stone the bottom, sharpen the top, because the edges generally are only on the one side. The bottoms are usually flat. So I'll look at that, though. That'll be a good video. I like watching that stuff. Let's see. Live guy. Which live guy was that, Nick? He went on to one of yours? Or you went on to one of his? Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Let's see. Oh, I didn't see what you guys had posted before. Now I see that you were asking about the hedge trimmers. I got to scroll up to see when I was outside. Hold on. But Jess, about the insurance, just be glad you have it, pal. I mean, hopefully it's not way, way, way expensive, but I know with us, we went to these high deductible, high copay systems. And even though we only pay 25%, the out-of-pocket is less per year, but the copays were quadrupled, 4 times what they were. So instead of paying $3,000 or $4,000 out of pocket, we were going to pay $10,000, $11,000 out of pocket, in addition to another 4 or 5 figures in copay in premium. So, God willing, if you have a healthy family, you're good. I mean, my daughter had cancer when she was in high school, and luckily, knock wood, she made it through. It's been 8 years clean, but you thank God you have insurance, because without it, we would have lost our house and lost everything. So, I thank God we had insurance and that she made it. So, but like I said, God was looking down on us for that. What else? Like I said, the 359, we're going to look at that too. I don't know what to do with that 359 though. I mean, Maddie was saying it's 2007. He always says anything 10 years or older, do the seals, do the bearings, stuff like that. So I can do that, replace all the rubber lines, all that stuff. I could do that. But do I want to do anything besides maybe a gasket delete and squish? They say the 359s respond very well to gasket, squish, delete, gasket delete, and muffler mod. But one thing I want to ask you guys too, when I was at the get-together the other day, my buddy Rich, my good friend Rich, who does welding for me, he welded on a tube, to come out of the muffler. I had seen the ones that they were offering from China for like $25 or something like that. But yeah, you got to be very careful, Pony, on those, because if you put any kind of a bevel on it, it just won't cut right. And I see branches get tangled in them. You want a nice shear on the bottom, a nice sharp edge. And when you hone it with a stone, it makes that edge crisp. So that's why I use a stone on the bottom when I'm done sharpening the top. Anyway, he put the pipe onto the till it shows a product. Yeah, I could do that too, Nick. Yeah, I could. But I definitely have to change the clamp. And if I'm going to change the clamp, I'm going to change the rubber intake, just because, once I disturb that clamp arrangement, you got to replace it. And I tried squirting fluid in there, like starter fluid stuff, and I know it's sealed. So I got lucky with that. It didn't do it. No, but you never know. Jess, I'll be honest with you. The company I used to work for before when I do, my aerospace now, every year the insurance company would up the rates 10% every single year. It was inevitable. They just did it. So, every single year we knew, we were going to pay an extra, $20 a week or something. It was inevitable. But like I said, if you need it, somebody gets sick, somebody gets hospitalized, it saves your life. So, it's a necessary evil, but what are you going to do? The 340, yeah. See, the 340 though, I haven't really done anything with the 340. It was a straight gas saw, and I actually bought an OEM 346 cylinder for it, cylinder and piston, all that stuff. And I have a riser that Maddie gave me, so I can make that into a 346 XP. The only thing I would have to change on it, I would have to change the oil pump, because the 340 has a non-adjustable oil pump, so I would have to do that. Yeah, you're right, Nick. And that's the problem I have. I have 4 saws right now where the 346 runs great. I could use it. The 359 runs great. The 262 runs great. I told Maddie that cylinder looks perfect, but he said to me, don't even run it until you change the seals, because that thing is probably 20 years old, the 262. But the piston and cylinder is sweet. So I got to look at that. But like I said, I'm going to get this 136 done for my friend. Let me get that done. Let me clear off my table. We'll put the saws in. I want to look at the spark plug, what happened during the get together, see if it's brown. I know, Nick, you were telling me about that, about checking the porcelain. We'll do that. See where the score is. See if it's only on the one side, see if it's on the other side. Do complete back end pressure test to see what's going on with that, Yeah. Yep. Yeah, like I said, the 359, if I'm not mistaken, the 359, is that a clamshell too? I know it's the 35 series, but is it a clamshell, or is it still a clamshell, or is it a magnesium case? I know it's a magnesium case, but I'm crankcase, but is it I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I'd have to check if the 359 is plastic or metal. Interesting. Give me a bottle of water back. Thank you. There's some good stuff on eBay right now. It was actually a 372. It was only up to, I think, 120 or something. With shipping, it was like 180, 190. That'll probably go for about 300 with shipping. 18 people watching, I think. So people think they're gold. The cheapest one I saw on there was $400 or $500. Oh, okay, yeah, you got your business, James. That's right. Are you part of a group though, James, with a bunch of other companies, or is it just your company and your employees? Yeah, Jesse, you want to see a bill? Ask James about self-insured. Oh, that's a bill. Yeah, in a pool. You have to be, James. You have to be. You try and do it in your own. Yeah. But anyway, anyone got plans for a memorial? I was going to see if I can get some yard work done, but customers are calling. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. Well, you know what? I got a yard too. I got stuff to do too. So, yeah, Jess, you could. I mean, I don't know how big your company is, but sometimes you could even get in pools and save some money. Who knows? I know. I know if you have a healthy family, there are policies that you can use. There's catastrophic policies, very inexpensive. So if you do have a hospitalization, you're covered. But then again, you're not covered for the walk-in or something. So in case you trip and fall, or so, there's pros and cons to it, But as I say, that's why they call it insurance, and that's why they call them accidents. So who knows? Horses, welcome. How you doing, buddy? Boy, all the Small Engine Nation guys are coming out. Did go-karts and Going Fishing ever put the 5 horsepower in there and run it? Because I saw them playing with it yesterday, but did you ever get it in that thing? He's funny, though. He's got a wife who likes playing around with engines and stuff. I can't believe that. My wife, forget it. She don't care. I told her it's better than booze and women. Matt will usually chime in if he's here. because this is around the time he'll come on, 7:30. If he chimes in, I'll get off and we can go over to his channel. Those of you that don't know, Dr. Olson, the dentist, the chainsaw dentist, great channel, great conversation. Like I said, if you don't see me on here, if you see me sign off and Maddie's on, Maddie Olson, I'll be on his channel because it's always good conversation, great bunch of people. Mr. Faust is our moderator, and we just have a fun time. And usually Maddie does bolt for bolt chainsaw rebuilds, and he does a lot of stuff. So it's fun, you know. Yeah, like I said, Maddie, this time, he should be home by now. But like I said, he wasn't on yesterday. Yesterday was his day off, unless he did something with the family or something like that. He, probably needed some quality time. Plus, the weather was beautiful yesterday. Maybe he did some milling. I guess that's his passion now, is milling, using that the sawmilling. So hopefully he'll get some more bigger logs. I'm trying to find a place around here where I can get a chainsaw get together, here, local, in my area. I got to talk to some of the local arborists, the guys that cut down the big trees, and see, is there a place you guys keep your logs and things? Is there a place where we can have a get together? I'll sponsor it. I don't care. Dan Larrabee had a GoFundMe page, and I think he raised about $600 or $700, something like that. But he bought a porta potty. He had real good food, things like that. So, who knows? He may have even taken out an insurance policy for a day or so in case it was an accident. You never know. When you host these events, a lot of times the town wants you to take out a permit and take out, a 2-day insurance policy just in case someone gets hurt or whatever. So I don't know how it is in my town. I'd have to ask them. But, like anything, Jess Insurance, right? You host an event, somebody chops their leg, they're going to want to take your house away. I really got to talk to Dan and see how that works. But normally when you host an event like that, a public event, you have to insure it, and you have to, provide, sanitary facilities, things like that. So we'll see. But I'd love to have one local. Norwich wasn't bad. It was 72 miles for me, so it wasn't bad of a thing. And it was great seeing all the guys. It's just that my daughter had a graduation, and I could only stay 3 hours. So I left at 6 a.m. I was home by 11:30. So, but good fun had by all. Had a great time. And I think Maddie was kind of surprised because he thought the saw I was bringing was the 340 converted to the 346. And I told him, I said, no, this is the one I found a couple of weeks ago at the farm show, 346 XP, but it has a scored cylinder. It seems to run great, starts on the first pull, but it had a scored cylinder. So I said, let me just run it till it pukes. And it did all right, But I think, I don't know which one you guys brought it up about the blue coil. My 346 XP has a blue coil. Now, normally the blue was the limiting coil, but I'm just curious. On a 346, the factory manual says they should go 14.7 because they were a great high rev and torquey saw. But if you had a limited coil, did it limit it to 14.7? But I heard mostly limited coils were 13.5. So I'm just wondering, mine seemed to peter out at around 13. No matter how much I leaned out the high speed, it wouldn't go any more than 13. So I'm thinking it was hitting that limiter. So just curious, I want to get the numbers off that coil and look it up to see what it was. Yeah, 14.7, Nick's what it says in the manual, but is that coil limited to 14.7? Because I couldn't get it to go any higher than 13 unless I had some kind of leak or something wrong with the carburetor. I mean, it's all stock. In fact, I took the plastic limiter screws off the carb the day before because they were still on there. So I've just heard that a lot of the limiters, they'll limit them to like 13.5. I didn't know if a 346 XP coil itself had a 14.7 limit on it. It would make sense, but I don't know. I'd have to look it up and ask around to see. I don't know enough about it. You should be able to lean the hell out of it, but when you lean it, it should, up the rev. And I couldn't get it with a half a turn to go any more than 13. Half turn either way, I got nothing left. So, I mean, I know guys that actually turn the high speed all the way out or all the way in, done. And so it barely, you have nothing. And that's how they get it to lean the hell out. But they're the ones that are, doing it racing and all that stuff. 440 is a good saw. My buddy picked up an OEM 044 original, still in the box. Guy bought it years ago, never ran it. It's never had gas in it. He wanted me to bring that to the event. I said, what am I going to do? It's an OEM. I mean, someone probably paid good money for it. It's a West German 044 still in the box. So he's like, "Oh, bring it up to the show him." I was like, "Nah, I'm not." I had 3 hours. I wanted to play, you know. But good thing I brought my tack though. People were asking me to use the tack and start tacking their saws. I tell you, I'm still enamored with that one guy, Dave Young, the kid with the Milwaukee shirt. That guy, thumbs up, man. He could run those saws, and he was showing people how to cut, how to hold the saw when you're cutting. And one guy wasn't really making it through the wood. Dave spent 2 seconds with him, said, "Do this." And the freaking guy was going through it like nothing. So, hands off, thumbs up to, hats off and thumbs up to Dave Young. He really knew what he was doing at that show. Anywho, yeah, it does kill the engine. Absolutely. Yep. You'll actually burn it up. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I love that tack. I bought that tack. Oh my gosh. 10 years ago, I think it was still $100 way back then. When? Because people were bringing me so many different types of engines. I cut my teeth on Kohler K-Series engines and International Harvester Cub Cadet tractors. I could build one of those in my sleep. I have parts to build any size Kohler K-Series. I know what they sound like. I know exactly what RPM. I could probably tell you within 20 RPM what the RPM is by sound, just because I've worked on them for 20 years. But everyone started bringing me other brands. And I said, look, especially when it go to two-stroke with chainsaws, I know how to listen for things with the chainsaws. Some guys that have been doing it for years can do it all by sound. I can't risk that. People are paying me to get their saws running and to tune them correctly. So I always use the tack. So if it says it's a 13 or 12.5, I look it up in the service manual and make sure I turn the needles until it runs what it's supposed to run. That way I know the mixture's right. Yeah, I've got a set of pistons and rods from my K-Series hanging. I probably got 50 of them hanging from my rafters. Previous conquests from other customers who have either melted them or sheared them or done something. The one thing that was weird, Red Max blowers a few years ago, they had recalls because the pistons, they weren't using the right silicon aluminum compound, and they were blowing holes, little pinholes in the top of the pistons, and the piston dome, instead of being like this, was concave. It was actually blowing the top of the piston down, and they wouldn't run. They wouldn't start. So they had a recall on them for a while, and I was doing a lot of those rebuilds. Guys, let me grab my burgers real quick off the grill. Give me 2 seconds. All right. These are veggie burgers. They look more like cardboard. You got to wonder when they pre-do the black grill marks in the burgers if there's something wrong, you know? Anyhow, got to eat healthy. I don't know. Not too bad. If you get a KT, make sure you get the Series 2 with the full pressure lubrication. Don't get a Series 1. Series 1 didn't have the full pressure lube. It'll blow up. Uh-oh. You can't have a hamburger without B&G hamburger relish. I love this stuff. Anyhow, sorry that I'm eating in front of you guys, but I got to eat. Yeah, KTs are good engines. They're really good engines, but like I said, stay away from Series 1s. Without the full pressure lubrication, especially if you're mowing or cutting or doing anything on an angle, you'll starve the engine and blow it up. So KTs, great engines, especially the Magnums. Those are great, the Magnum Twins that took over for the KT. But if you're going to get a KT, Series 2. They're definitely torquey, but you know what? If you could find a Magnum, like a Magnum 18 or a Magnum 20 twin, better, a lot better, because you don't have to worry about the coil. It's got the magneto. You could pull start it if you want, you know? Yeah, but Nikki, when you say adjustable timing, you mean putting in modified keyways? I see people do it all the time. They'll cut the key 20 thousandths, rotate the crank, then sock it down to give themselves a little advance. I don't know. I figure one, I don't know, Nick. I just been lazy for a couple weeks. You know, I figured for the get together, I should have some whiskers because they're all going to look like lumberjacks anyway, except for Maddie. But I fit right in. It was all right. I think Craigie asked me the same question. But anyhow, yeah, like I said, Craig was working on that. I think it was a trimmer today, clamshell, and he tested out the Optima gasket sealer he used, and thumbs up, looked good. Looked like there were no leaks, so that's good. Oh, okay. More, yeah. Well, my Harley, the same thing. You adjust the plate, you just turn it. It's great. Yep. And on the Harley, you got the light, so you can actually dial it in with the LED. So it's not bad. Actually, even on my Kohler K series, I static time them. I actually have the flywheel, I mark it, and I static time them with a continuity tester. When I hear the beep, then I know the points are opening or closing. I don't know, horses. Don't desecrate the round hooded wheel horses. I'm a big fan of the RJs. I have a customer with an RJ58 that I service, and I love that thing. Little Kohler K91. He doesn't have the original Clinton. He's got a Kohler in it, but it's nice little tractor. But any of the round ones from the 50s and 60s, they're beautiful tractors. Yeah, fake burger without cheese. I know. It tastes like asparagus. 2 millimeter or 2 degrees? I tell you, everything tastes better with hamburger relish. But it is kind of, yeah. 2 millimeter. What do you actually measure on the degree wheel or cam? Oh, there you go. That's all right. Oh, you know what I saw the other day? My trailer that I use, I have a 5x8 landscape trailer I use to pick up equipment. And to transport it back and forth, I usually got to pull out a tractor. Anyway, I have an Aaron's tractor, an old Aaron's tractor from, I don't know, 80s, 90s, whatever. That the guy left it. It was in a flood. The engine's got water and all kinds of stuff. But I can rebuild it. No big deal. But I saw a guy took an Aaron's tractor or some tractor, whatever it was. He took the hood off and the seat and all that, took the fenders and everything off. So he just had a chassis with the engine. He turned it around. He put a wheelbarrow on a metal wheelbarrow and created a dumping wheelbarrow that's powered. So imagine a lawn tractor in reverse where the big wheels are up front and you have a wheelbarrow tub on it that tilts. And he turned the steering wheel around and the lever and he could walk behind it. And it's a powered, like a dingo, like a Toro dingo or something like that, like a powered wheelbarrow. Pretty cool. And I figure I could do something like that, put a hitch on it and bring my trailer back and forth to the backyard. So something, I'll put a link to the video on it. It was pretty cool. A guy, he did it in one of these videos where he doesn't really tell you how he did it, but he runs the video like in fast forward so you can see the build. But it's pretty cool. I think the kid was in not New Zealand, Poland or Sweden or somewhere over there because I couldn't understand the language. And the subtitles, actually, I think it said Dutch, so I don't know. That's it, Jess. All right, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, horses. I got a buddy of mine who I'm assuming you're on Red Power, the Red Power station all the time, the channel, because of all the stuff they have there. We got a bunch of guys here. Vin's RJ, you've probably seen him, and a couple other guys that are deep into the wheel horses in my area, and in Southern Connecticut and in Northwest Connecticut. So I know someone was saying in a couple of weeks, I don't know if anyone's interested, the Red Power Roundup for anyone who's interested in International Harvester is going to be in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania this year, which is close to me. It's only about a 3.5 hour drive, maybe 4 hours. But it's the closest it gets to the East Coast. So anyone interested in International Harvester history, any of the stuff they made, Cup Cadet or any of the tractors, Bloomsburg, PA, I think it's June 10th or 15th, something like that. I got to look it up. But yeah, he's literally, I think, 45 minutes from me. So, and he's heavily into that stuff. But there's a couple guys I grew up with that are really into the wheel horses. And one of my best friends, he's actually 89 years old. He collects all the different wheel horses. He has all the RJs and all that stuff. So, and our dealer here that I frequent all the time, LNR Power Equipment, one of the guys on here, Justin, he's a mechanic for him. He's been a dealer, 1959, I believe, 59 or 58 is when he started in wheel horses. So right when the RJs were coming out. Hey, Craig, welcome, buddy. You feeling better? I know you had that cough you were saying. When I got you earlier, I was at work, so I really couldn't talk too much. I was sort of in between yelling and screaming and trying to get my job done. But lunch break. What are you on, second shift, Craig? I know at our place, second shift is 3 to 11:30. They take their dinner at, I think it's break at 5, dinner at 7:30. Oh, that's good. Oh, second, okay. Trying to get my daughter a job second shift because that's her normal hours. She's up at 11 in the morning, goes to bed at 2 in the morning. So I said, you need a second shift job because that's when you're up. So, anywho, I was telling the guys, Craig, I'm eating these veggie burgers that look like cardboard and taste like cardboard, but it's supposed to be good for you. So. No, but I took them off. I took off the restrictors, Nick. I took them off the day before. The white and the yellow red restrictor, I took them off. Because I wanted to be able to adjust it. But when I got there, Maddie and I were there. We started them up. I said, let me run the tack. Put the tack on both of them. His was running around 12. Mine was running around 12.2. So I leaned it out, quarter turn. You can hear it go up a little bit. Revved it again, checked it. But the most I could ever get was 13. I couldn't get any more than 13. And then Dave Young, the 346 XP that he was running, fully ported and everything else, he was up to 15. It was unbelievable. I put my tack there. I go, holy cow, 15. Well, then again, 14.7 is what they recommend for max RPM. So 15 isn't that far off. But I tell you, though, he was cutting through that stuff. Unbelievable. You know? Oh. Which process on which horses? Which on a saw or on a motor? Craig, I'm going to buy some of that Optimum gasket material because the 136 I'm putting together, now you got me all afraid. I'm not going to use the 3-bond. I just hate like heck to put the 3-bond on and then have it fail. Oh, the RJ58, yeah. Vin's RJ, I think, has a few real good videos on the RJs doing the restoration on those. The one that I work on, it's an RJ58, but he put Suburban fenders on it, like 60, 61 Suburban fenders, the round fenders. It looks nice. It looks really nice. Yeah, we're all giving thumbs up to James. Thoughts and prayers are going out to him. So we will definitely hear back because God is good. So hopefully we'll hear back from James in a few days. Everything will be good. Positive thoughts, everyone. Positive thoughts. And Craig, you use the Optimum. Yeah, on the clamshells, I'm only going to try it. But the Optimum Black, right? I think they have the gray, but the gray's for high heat, 700 and above. I think black's for everything else because it's a good fuel resistance and oil resistance. So, yeah, I love watching Craig's upload. Craig and I are the same age, so it's like, it's it's like talking to your brother, But interesting. I see Walt's putting up a couple videos too, Actually got a 35. Those are nice. You don't see too many of those, especially if they're original. Did it have the hood with that bulge in it? The front hood with that special bulge or whatever? Pretty cool. Yeah, they said the black lesser temperature, but I was concerned because the gray, I didn't know. It said that the black was better for fuel and oil resistance, where the gray was better for heat, because on the tube it shows them using it on a header. So I figured that was more for like headers and exhaust and things like that, like exhaust paste, that kind of stuff. So anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll get it going. I really have to slosh this veggie burger with hamburger relish because it tastes like crap, but ugh. Costco special. Yeah. Hey, it's dinner. And you're going to stay that way, James. Even 3 days from now, you're going to stay that way. Yeah, the 35 was the first one. That's a really cool tractor. I think Vince RJ did a video on a guy who had 3 or 4 original RJ35s. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they came out in 55. I think 55 and 56 is when you had the original RJs. Yeah, I was going to say, I can't believe mowing on one of those with a 3 or 4 horsepower Clinton engine. That doesn't sound like much power. But they had the timed decks, if I'm not mistaken. Like the original Cup Cadets had the timed pulley. So if you didn't get the timing right, you smacked up the blades together. Yeah, power equipment back in the day was definitely not safe. But we've come a long way, that's for sure. I'm just amazed at the price of some of this equipment nowadays. $7.20. Where's Maddie? Usually he'll chime in. If anyone sees him starting a live stream, tell me, because I'll sign off and go on his. I don't want to take up his. He's the one that got me into this stuff, but I don't want to take away his thunder. If he does his live stream, he's the originator. So if he does it, I'll sign off. But and you. Like I said, Memorial Weekend. Hope everyone got plans. Thumbs up to all the veterans out there and all the current deployed. Tomorrow's Friday at work. We wear red. Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. So every Friday at our place, we always wear a red shirt. So just to remember and think of the veterans and the past and present men and women of our armed forces. So thumbs up to you guys. Thanks for keeping us safe. I had a real push mower, and my grandmother would let the grass grow to 10 inches and then say, Kenny, come on over. And it was like trying to push that thing. The only thing I never got a hang of when I was younger was sharpening that thing. It had a big reel on it, with 6 blades, and then it had this oak roller in the back that always got stuck. It was a real pain. It weighed a ton, too. Yeah, I tell you, I love Walt's channel. He's the coolest. I'd love to meet him up at that Cutting Edge or his place, Bob, up there, the guy who does the Husqvarna stuff. He's only a couple, maybe 2.5 hours from me, because I used to do a lot of business in upstate New York where he's located. So I know the area. I used to go up to Schenectady and Albany all the time, up to GE up there. So I know the area. Uh-oh, who's this? Oh, one of my buddies is here. Oh, guys, I got to go. I got a customer. Hold on. Rich, come on. Come on in, Rich. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I got a customer coming. Huh? You're leaving? All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
No,
I'm doing a live stream. No, it's a big deal. I do a live stream with the small engine stuff. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll swap it out and give me a day or two.
I said you tighten it.
Yeah.
Light on it. Tighten you can.
Yeah.
As soon as you pull the rope, it will start to
Yeah. All right, let me take a look. Maybe I can fix
Something
it.
into it says broken.
Okay, I'll take a look. I'll figure it out. Thanks, Rich. Yep. Hey, you guys working this weekend? Somebody got to let me know.
I'm not there. I'm going.
Oh, yeah, because nobody's saying anything. It's crazy. All right, I'll see you. All right, sorry, guys. That was actually a guy from work that I work with that has a Toro mower that, this is the claim, he puts the blade on, puts the washer on, torques it down to the torque spec. The minute it starts, loosens, the blade comes off. And then he called the dealer. The dealer said something inside is broken, what could be broken? Broken threads? I mean, what could be broken? I don't know. So I actually have a Briggs engine that I could swap out and throw on it, but it just concerns me when he said the dealer said something internal is broken and that's why the blade's falling off. So I don't know. Oh, Cecil Pond, no kidding. Wow, that's cool. Do you have the book? The what's it called? The something horse or whatever. Because the guy who wrote the book lives in Hamden, Connecticut, which is about 20 miles from me. The kid who wrote that book. And yeah, you got Cecil before he died. Yeah, that's good. Because yeah, like I said, the guy who wrote that book, he was selling them. He was actually selling autographed ones from Cecil. And I think Cecil passed away, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. But those who aren't familiar, Cecil Pond is the inventor of the wheel horse tractor. So if those that are looking for some history, Cecil Pond is the inventor of the wheel horse tractor. So pretty cool. Cool history. The Pond family. That's the thing with me. Since I'm doing all kinds of small engines, I work on every brand. I usually have to know everything about every brand. So it gets kind of frustrating once in a while because you're always online or looking at manuals because you're never working on the same thing twice. Luckily today, when this tiller came in, I was familiar with this Briggs engine. And when someone says, oh, it's frozen, it's locked up, I knew exactly what to do. I took out the plug, put some mystery oil in it, took out the shroud, freed up the flywheel till it ran again. Till it spun, put the plug back in, started her up. She smoked a little bit, but now she's fine. So, but comes with experience. 20 years I've been doing it, so comes with experience. Oh, was it Speed X2? Oh, no kidding. But do you have, Straight from the Horse's Mouth. That's it. Yep, that's the book. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, like I said, the guy who wrote that book is from Hamden, Connecticut, which is close to me. So he was actually at, we used to have a show called the Brooklyn Tractor Show in Brooklyn, Connecticut at the Brooklyn Fairgrounds. And when he came out with that book years ago, he actually brought it to that show and has Cecil Pond signed copies that he was selling. So interesting. Small world, though, These burgers are getting to me. I feel like throwing on a couple of Nathan's hot dogs on the grill. Drown out the taste of the veggie burgers. He ran it low on oil, and on tillers, you're always on an angle. There's no oil pump. It's just regular splash lube. He wasn't getting oil. He had it set so it was running at a real wicked angle. Wasn't getting the oil. The cylinder heated up. It's aluminum block, aluminum piston. It welded together and stuck the rings. Not a lot. I was able to rock the flywheel a little bit, and then boom, it freed right up. So I spun in both directions, poured mystery oil in it, rubbed it in both directions a few times, got it going so it was running free. Poured some more mystery oil in the cylinder to make sure there was a lot of lube in there. Started her up, runs fine. These are from Costco. They look like cardboard and they taste like cardboard. I've had veggie burgers that honestly, you couldn't tell it wasn't beef. These taste like vegetables. They taste like someone took a bunch of vegetables, smashed them into a round disc, and that's a veggie burger. So that Costco veggie burgers, I don't recommend them. But Nikki, I was saying too, now that I got it running, I have to keep it 3/4 choke so it wouldn't hunt. So either it's a diaphragm carburetor that sucks from the tank up and it's got the fuel pump diaphragm on the side. So one of the diaphragms or gaskets must be cracked or hard or whatever. So I'll change that back. Oh yeah, Mr. O, I swear by it. Love the smell too. It's like cinnamon. But when I was growing up, my father, every tank full of gas and oil change, he threw mystery oil in. We had cans of it around the house, always. And my father, knock wood, we never blew an engine. Every car we ever had, when we get time to get rid of it, it drove to the junkyard because the body was falling off. The motor and tranny, perfect. Marvel mystery oil, real good stuff, Oh, I love the taste of meat, Nick. Are you kidding me? A good sirloin or something? Or oof, I love meat. Oh, what was the old saying? If God didn't want us to eat animals, he wouldn't have made them out of meat. There you go. Let me grab some water. Hold on, guys. All right. I'm back. I'm going to drown out the taste of them with some oatmeal raisin cookies. That'll help out. Won't do anything for my girlish figure, but it'll at least drown out the taste of those crappy veggie burgers. Anywho, steaks and ribs, absolutely. Absolutely. Oatmeal raisin. Craig, though, they say the newer mystery oil, though, is not what the old mystery oil was. I don't know. It still smells the same. I mean, it doesn't come in a tin can anymore. It's in a plastic jug, but I don't know. Nikki, I've had the ones, I'm trying to think what it's called. There's a brand out there that makes veggie burgers. I forget the name. They're not cheap. I forget the name of it, but they're phenomenal. These here, my wife said, oh, they were on sale. They're having a promotion. Ugh, garbage. I guess you get what you pay for. I use it for a lot of stuff, too. Just like, Craig, you remember years ago, STP, Andy Granatelli, right? We used to use that for everything. Pre-lube and engines and all that stuff. There he is. Maddie, if you want to go live, just let me know. I'll sign off. We're just shooting the poop. I had some crappy veggie burgers. Now I'm trying to drown out the taste with oatmeal raisin cookies. Everything all right, Maddie? I didn't see you yesterday. I know yesterday was your day off. I figured maybe you're vegging. Yeah, I can believe it. Any plans for the weekend, Matt? Did they give you Monday off at work, Matt? 28. Oh, yeah. I used to love STP. We used it on everything. STP, we used it for garage doors, door hinges. I mean, STP was like, I don't know, like the poor man's whatever. I don't know. We used it to lube everything. That's good. James is on, Matt. He was talking about now he's got a 3-day thing. So hopefully we'll hear back from him in 3 days and all will be well. Yeah, but can you believe years ago people used gas-fired engines in their house to do laundry? With a long piece of flex hose going outside so they wouldn't die from the carbon monoxide? There's James. Ooh, Brandy Newmat? I figured you'd be on that 372 on eBay. I think it's only up to like $1.25 or something. Looks like it's in good shape, too. I think it's $45 shipping. I think I have 4 days to go. Actually, we used to run them on white gas, like Coleman fuel. Remember, regular gasoline, guys, years ago was a byproduct when they made kerosene and fuel oil, and they didn't know what to do with it. It was a byproduct. It was garbage. They got rid of it. And that's when Henry Ford did the Model T and all that stuff. They started using gasoline. Gasoline was waste. It was a waste product. Wow. That's scary, Craig, huh? Right into the cellar? Wow. No CO detectors back then, that's for sure. The detector was when the parrot died. Yeah, I can imagine, Craig. There you go, Maddie. When he says Polly wants some oxygen, there you go. Yeah, the white gas. That's what it's Coleman Fuel. You know, we used to call it Coleman Fuel, but Coleman Fuel is white gas. That's all it is. It's expensive, but you can still buy it in the sporting goods store. Yeah, definitely non-detergent oil. Yep. Jimmy Buffett. There you go. Maddie, I was telling the guys, I was looking at the videos from Saturday, that Dave Young, I was just so impressed with that guy. He showed that one kid in a video how to hold the saw, and the kid was cutting twice as fast just because of the way he was trying to force the saw through the wood. Dave's like, no, let the saw do the work, you know? So, wants you to buy the 288. Well, what do you got? So you got two of them now, right? You got the 26, what is it? 268 and then the 350, right? So it's two. Yeah, I think years ago, horses, it used to be castor oil, if I'm not mistaken. White gas and castor oil. You going live, Maddie, or no? No. All right, Craig, looking forward to that next video on that trimmer. Get that thing going. I want to see it run. Now that it's got no leaks, that thing should fire right up. I'm sure we'll talk before the holiday, but if not, you too, Craig. My wife's up at Mohegan Sun tonight. I think it's Mohegan Sun. Is it Mohegan? No. Which one, Maddie? Which one's in Uncasville? Was that Mohegan or is that the other one? Anyway, she's up in Uncasville for. There's a concert. My oldest and her fiance went to some concert. It's some African American band. I forget what kind of music it is, but my wife went with them. But basically, they only had comp for 2 tickets. So my wife's out there playing slot machines all night until they get out. So who knows? I may get a phone call from the bank saying, hey, are you authorizing this? We'll see. She loves the slot machines, my wife. I don't know. Yeah, Mohegan Sun, I think, is up there. Foxwood's the other one, but I think she's at Mohegan Sun. Whatever's in Uncasville, I think it's Mohegan Sun. They just had Barrett Jackson there, I think, recently, too. So, yeah, she loves, I don't know why she likes the slots. She plays video slots when she's home, and then a couple times a year she goes up with her mother and her friends, and they play slots up there. But every time she comes home, I tell her, I say, play the ATM. You win every time. Slippery slope with no hope. Absolutely. The one-armed bandits, they get you. So, Maddie, I was wondering, I was asking everybody what they want me to do. I got 4 saws now, and they're telling me run the 359 till it, just run it because there's nothing wrong with it. But I said it has the plastic clamp, so I got to really get rid of that and put a new boot on it. The 346, I'm definitely going to do a post-mortem after they get together. I want to make sure where the score was and what it was and all that. And yeah, we're talking about that, Maddie. My 346, I turned the thing in a half a turn on high. It didn't change the high speed. It didn't go off of 13 grand. I think you were running yours at what, a little over almost 13, right? 13.5, I think, where that guy Dave Young was running at 15,000, which is, he was screaming it, especially with that 8-pin rim. Unreal. Yeah, the carb restrictors are gone, and a half a turn to the right, and it still would not increase RPM. I don't know why. Matty, you might know the coils in the 346, were they limited to 14.7? I know it's a blue coil in my 346, but I didn't know if it was limited to a lower number or was it limited to the 14.7 as shown in the manual. Because for some reason, my thing would not go above 13. I didn't want to shut it off and run it too lean and blow it up, but it just, for some reason, one half to almost a full turn lean did not increase the RPM at all. So I don't know, 14.1. That could be. But because once I saw that Dave Young saw, I said, man, I got to turn mine up, But he was definitely screaming. Oh, it could be, yeah. Could be compression because of that. I got to check that out too. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I got that new compression tester I bought. So I got to check that out. And I got to check the plug color for Nikki to see if it's brown or if it's white or what it is. So, yeah, that's true. Yeah, with the score, who knows what the compression is. I mean, it took a little bit. I didn't have to use the decomp. Maybe the decomp's leaking. Who knows? I've never touched the decomp. Who knows if it's even good? It may be leaking too. I know people telling me they change the decomps because a lot of times carbon builds up and everything and they leak. So that could be, So we'll check it out though. I just got, like I said, customers are coming up my wazoo. While I was doing the stream, one of my customers actually came to the front door, rang the bell because he wanted to drop off a mower. So it's nonstop here at Ken Small Engines. I'll tell you that much. Especially on Memorial Day, everyone wants to. Now, this is like the weekend to get your yard work done. Everyone wants to spend the 3 days doing their flowers and their grass and everything. So I'm sure I'll be inundated from them. Yeah, you hang it from the cord, and it takes about 3 seconds, and then like another 2 or 3 seconds. So it's not bad. Usually a stock saw will do that. So that's why I assumed that the compression was good. And that's why I ran it. I figured, what the heck, it should be fine. So. Yeah, I saw that. I think it was M. Weeba had that. He did a 359 or something. He was showing how you hold it and do that test. And it takes 2 or 3 seconds to walk itself down. That's pretty good. Yeah, they did that a lot with the Maytags, running the ice cream makers. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are cool. The ice with the ice and the salt and everything. Those are pretty cool. The wooden bucket. Yeah, a lot of guys at the engine shows run those. Put a leather belt on it and run the ice cream maker. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I see at the shows. They do ice cream makers. They do grist, milk grinders for the corn. They do water pumps with little rubber duckies floating around. Anything to run off the power takeoffs. Oh, I got to look at the show list to see what's coming up. A bunch of shows are going to be coming up soon. Yeah, homemade ice cream is good, especially when you put a lot of salt in it and vanilla with salt. That tastes good. Salt, vanilla, and caramel. That tastes really good. Oh, boy. Yep. What else is going on, guys? Anything? You bidding on any more saws, Matty, or is that it for now? You waiting to get a commission or something? It sounded like you might have a commissions the way guys were on the floor, talking the other day. That's it, yeah. I'm going to quote you. And 2 weeks from now, you're going to say, hey, I just picked up a 188. There you go. But like you said, Matty, good things come to those who wait. I didn't expect that 359. So, I mean, you never know, Portland, Indiana Engine Show. Yep. Indiana's got a lot of nice shows. We don't have many on the East Coast. A few, but not many. Maybe 4 or 5 good ones a year. Most of them are. Florida's got a lot of them. Out to dinner. All right, Matty. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. I'm going to end it too. I've been on for over an hour, and I got to clean up before the wife and kids get home so they don't yell at me. So I'm going to try and upload that tiller video now. Once I sign off, hopefully you guys can take a look at it. Like I said, the engine was literally seized. I freed it up, Mr. Oil, let it soak, got it running, and it's doing a great job. So I'm not going to call the customer yet. I'm going to use it over the weekend. Don't say nothing. But no, I'm definitely I'm gonna borrow it after I finish the fix. And I've got some areas of grass that are not growing at all. I'm gonna till the crap out of them and seed them and hay them and do all that stuff. So, all right, James, take care. Prayers with you. we're definitely thinking about you, buddy. So everybody here, thanks for stopping by. Like, subscribe, whatever you got to do. You know the routine. I'll be on again hopefully tomorrow. Look for my video on the tiller. And God bless you all. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.